Maybe 6 minutes or so max.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome. It's really great to see everybody here this morning. We've got a really great program for you. My name is Tom Rankin. I'm the president of the Washington Clean Technology Alliance. And I have very little to do today except to introduce Alan Raviziner from J.E. Dunn, who's our sponsor today. Allison?
Good morning, everybody. We're extremely pleased to be presenting here, to be hosting here. We've got a really fantastic group of people speaking. I wanted to give you a little background on J.E. Dunn Construction. We've been here in the Pacific Northwest for 23 years, and most notably just finished the National Renewable Energy Laboratory, their energy systems facility. And it's an extremely interesting building. It's net zero. It's said to be, it'll take 2 years to prove, the most energy efficient building in the world. And one of the things I thought was really interesting is it's got a petaflop scale computer system in it that's going to be that is the fastest computer system in the world. And it's apparently the only one that develops energy in a way that matches what the federal government requirements are. So just a little bit about us. Locally, we've built the SeaTac Central Terminal, Escala, notoriously now because of the book, and then also Peace Arch Park, border crossing. So I would like to introduce our speakers now. Dennis Hayes, he's the president and CEO of the Bullitt Foundation, and notably was the director for NREL during the Carter administration. He also is the national coordinator of the First Earth Day, and is the immediate past chair of the Boards of Energy Foundation and of the American Solar Energy Society, which actually was the NREL project, or NREL Society. NREL? Okay. All right. And then Dennis leads the effort to mold the American Pacific Northwest into a global model of sustainability. It's focusing on the cities of Vancouver, Portland, and Seattle. And the foundation is applying its principles of science and technology to the design of ecosystems. They also are almost complete on the most energy efficient office building in the Pacific Northwest.
Actually, we're going to be in competition with NREL.
Yeah, that would be interesting. So, and he did just tell me this morning that they have more leased space open. So any of you people that want to move in, talk to Dennis. Rob Jenks, PhD. He's a clean energy and sustainability expert with McKinsey & Company. He's an expert in the sustainability and resource productivity practice. Rob's an interesting person, actually. I've got a little thing at the end I want to do. Rob's developed a deep expertise in energy, clean technology, and energy policy and economics. He is passionate about physics. He's got a focus on energy efficiency, renewable energy, smart grid, and electric power generation and transmission. He's also helped to create the Low Carbon Economics Toolkit, and that has impacts of new energy technologies and energy and climate policies. Rob does have a PhD in physics from Harvard and an MPhil in history of science from Cambridge. Next up is Doug Moore, the president of McKinsey, part of our industry. And he's got over 30 years of experience in this industry. He was instrumental in bringing McKinsey's capabilities, developing McKinsey's capabilities to include the mechanical, electrical, design build, building information modeling. You'll hear that term a lot, and I'm sure a lot of you know it's called BIM commonly, for electrical design, and it's design, build, operate, and maintain services. I've been through their building a number of times, and some of the stuff they're doing is extremely innovative. His extensive knowledge of the construction industry includes pre-construction services through closeout and maintenance of facilities. They do strategic integration of design activities and have increasingly focused more and more on lean construction, where it's ever more energy efficient and more efficient to build. They do budget models, constructability reviews, early procurement of equipment, and building automation systems, and then again. So he's McKinstry's lead mechanical engineer, and is responsible for overseeing a staff of 1,600 employees. So that's got to keep you awake at night. Andrew Wells is your speaker. He's a senior account executive specializing in campaign strategy, political analysis, and coalition management. Andrew is dedicated to NIHOuse public affairs campaigns in fields such as biotechnology, global commerce, and renewable energy. And he works on behalf of, is that PHRMA or Pharma? Pharma. International trade initiatives, the Washington Clean Technology Alliance, and several other clients. Andrew has helped build partnerships between the public, nonprofit, and private sectors. He's worked at the Colorado Press Office for the U.S. Senator Mark Udall. He's worked at the same office for U.S. Senator Michael Bennet. And he's interned at the Foreign Policy Research Institute, a think tank for the University of Pennsylvania. He has a master's degree in international relations from the University of Denver and focuses on international trade communications and comparative politics. He earned a bachelor's degree in English literature, summa cum laude, from the University of Colorado at Boulder, and he's a co-habitant, I guess you would say, of Colorado and Washington. All right, so the one thing I want to do, too, is ask each one of these gentlemen what they wanted to be when they grew up. These are mixed up, so I'll let you kind of view this as they're getting ready. One of them wanted to be an F-14 fighter pilot. 2 wanted to be astronauts. And 1 wanted to be a woodworker. So you consider who wanted to do what.
Great, thank you very much, and it's great to be here on behalf of NICE Communications and the WCTA. This is obviously a phenomenal panel, and I just wanted to get things started off. We obviously have a view of this great region of ours, and I wanted to ask you guys, are there specific regional comparative advantages that the Pacific Northwest has that supports sustainable built environments? And on the other hand, what might we have going against us?
Well, to lead it off and give the others a chance to think of what the correct answer is. Key advantages would be that we've got a comparatively well-educated part of the country, politically progressive part, environmentally conscious part here compared to try to save what it was that attracted them here in the first place. A disadvantage in terms of distributed energy is that we've got near constant cloud cover. We're building one of these net zero buildings, and we're trying to develop as much electricity from rooftop photovoltaics as a 6-story structure uses. And I look at the people in Phoenix who are struggling to do it with a 2-story structure. What's wrong with you? It's really, really hard to do distributed solar here for anything that's more than a couple of stories high. Oh, and it works even better when the microphone's turned on.
Is it working now? Can you hear it?
No.
Now?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I actually didn't say anything that was worthwhile.
I'll start with the disadvantage, the cost of our power. This is a disincentive publicly and for payback in projects, and the idea that we're already green because we have hydropower, and there's this general tone in the market that we're the Northwest, we're already great, and we just don't need to move on this topic. The advantages, though, are we still have a sunny side of the state, and we have lots of space. There's lots of ecological advantage here, great climate. But today is a lot about changing how to get these negatives so that we can get them.
Yeah, I would just add a couple. I agree with all of that. A couple other things. First, on the advantages side, the city utility is very progressive, Seattle City Light, and utility incentives and rate structures and kind of who governs utilities is a huge factor in all this stuff. PSE is actually among the more progressive utilities